there have been people in my life who asked me, how come you are so cheerful, you are so calm, and at the same time, how come you are so close to your own body? See, I can talk ages on this, and at the same time, this is not something that one can present in a few words, but I'm gonna try my best. See, I'm not always cheerful, and I'm not always helpful. How I've been seeing myself as of now is, at first I've seen myself as a black hole, because I've always found it easy to absorb energies, feelings, emotions of others, like ridiculously fast. I've learned to make use of that, because my mechanized mind can actually perform a lot of things. And, well, it does so unconsciously. I don't mingle with it, I only get the results. When it comes to, see, being calm, see, the only way to be calm in your life is to simply realize your emotions and your thoughts are not your enemies. Whatever goes through your mind, well, most likely they don't belong to you. I've not known this for a long time, but I do have this aura that most emotions that come to me, be they even a bit extreme, I don't always take them into account, and I just let them flow. Easier said than done, obviously, but, well, we all have our own karma from previous lives. We all have had our own trainings, most likely in previous lives, so obviously the present life is also a result of those. How come I am so connected to my body? Well, I assure you I am not entirely connected to my body, but I only follow one principle. I do what it feels, in some cases, not always, because I do still have self-destructive tendencies. How things go are very simple. When I feel hungry, I will eat. When I don't want to eat, I will simply drink water. Many nutritionists and people won't tell you, because, well, in their own turn, they haven't been taught correctly about certain things, but if you don't want to eat a lot, eating less means being healthy to a certain extent, but drinking water is also a very good, well, replacement, but preferably very temporary replacement for food. If you have a sedimentary life like I do, programming, playing video games, being at work, sitting on a chair, when you don't do much, you can't justify 3 meals. That's why I always eat at least one, but at maximum two. When you eat less, you will sleep better. When you sleep better, even if you'll sleep far less than other people, you can do well with 4 or 5 hours, just like I do, although I do oversleep from time to time, because, more rest is always good, especially if you work day-night shifts. The point is very simple. When you take care of yourself, you feel much better. When you feel much better, you automatically become more connected to your body. When you simply let things flow through your mind, and you let emotions flow as well. See, the mind is very vibrant. You'll easily jump from one thought to another. But when emotions settle in, they're gonna stay for a longer while. They can linger for days, weeks maybe, depending on situation, depending on karma, depending on the cycles of life. Because never forget that life is all about cycles. And each cyclic movement of planets, well, probably even certain stars, has more or less an influence upon us. If there is a black hole in the middle of this galaxy, or somewhere close to its middle, and everything seems to be whirling around it, most likely it has an influence upon us. If that thing, big or small as it is still a grain of sand when it comes to the size of the galaxy. If that small grain of sand can have such great influence on the galaxy, keeping it closely tied together, the point is, other objects in this galaxy also have an indirect influence upon us. So, it all takes introspection. After 20 years of introspection in this life, I usually say 15 to sound a bit more modest, but I've been introspective and I've been asking questions and wondering about things ever since I was kind of young. It's also been one of my greatest distractions, because I wouldn't focus on most people outside. People would focus on games, distractions, especially movies. I kind of did for a while as well. But as I grew more aware of my wisdom, I simply became aware that, there is an impulse within me. An impulse that wasn't actually an impulse. It was a tendency of life, that of asking questions, and that of being truly a seeker. Because when you give up seeking, that's when you die. Because when you're no longer a child, when you're no longer seeking the truths, when you're no longer seeking answers, that is when you technically die. Because you have become superficial. Superficial people are rarely, or at most, well, most of them aren't even touched by life. They haven't touched life. Therefore, they can't realize the potential of life. That is why they will always suffer. Because they will always have this fake sensation that there is nothing else to life and they're just living nothing. All this being said, you are appreciated. Hopefully this video was introspective enough. Take care, enjoy life, stay awesome. Ferenc Board signing out.